It's Talk Funny, a podcast by Mark Bailey and comics from all over. We ended up in Japan because we fought the Ra, and the Ra won. The Talk Funny podcast from Nagoyaradio.com and Nagoyacomedy. Here's Mark Bailey.
Welcome to Talk Funny, presented by Nagoyacomedy.com. Visit us on our Facebook page, Nagoya Comedy. I'm Mark Bailey. We're here with Steve Howard.
Hello.
We're here also with our guest, Tofie, and then co-host Steve Howard and co-host Mike Miller. Take it away.
I am waving. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Or not see you, because it's a podcast.
We have a question by Steve Howard, but first I'll do my homophobic joke.
Oh, goody.
All right, and this is actually... Okay, so a guy gets on an airplane. It's a skydiving instruction course, right? So he's going to learn how to skydive. So there's a pilot, and then there's an instructor, and the instructor says, what we're going to do is you need a parachute before you jump. But to get a parachute, you're going to have to sleep with me.
Oh!
I'm going to have to have I'm going to have my way with you. Uh-huh. He's like, well, what if I don't want to do that? He goes, well, then you can still jump, but you need a parachute. I recommend the parachute. To get the parachute, you have to try the mushroom. You know what I mean? Basically, right? Okay, so this guy from the skydiving course is telling his friend that this is what happened to me. You know, I was on the plane, and the instructor told me I have to do this. And he said, I don't think you're going to make it without a parachute. So the guy asked his friend, so what happened? What happened? Like, did you jump? And he goes, well, a little bit at first.
How is that comments too?
How is that
Mike Miller. Larry Miller. He has a podcast. Send your comments to
Joe Smith.
Joe 7.
Okay.
Actually, that's worked on stage, but I just wanted to... Steve,
do you have any heterophobic jokes you can share with us?
Do you have any
heterophobic jokes? Well, the world is overpopulated, so stop immediately.
In an earlier podcast, we did Arab moms and Jewish moms, and then Steve had a suggestion. How about, with their background, German / Scottish / Irish / Canadian /
We're not sure.
/ mongrel,
/ Hopi /
So Scottish moms versus German Scottish moms.
Half Irish, half of Europe, basically.
So how about Mike? How about your background? Your mom? Is your mom overbearing at all?
A little bit. She's one of my friends.
How was her Hebrew?
Oh, seriously,
she's overbearing.
I need to tell you a true story. A friend of mine, a good friend of mine, came over to my house when we were in junior high school, and he's like, "You have a Jewish mom? Like, you sure you're not Jewish?" Like, it was just because she's that kind of. She was that way. She's gotten better, but she used to be very good with the guilt.
By gotten better, you mean she has Alzheimer's now?
Well, you could. It's nice of you to call. We only see you once a year, and your brother doesn't live here anymore, but you enjoy your life and have a great life, Michael. We're very happy for you. Your mother is very happy for you. That kind of thing. Yeah. It's just the knife is so sharp. They stick it in. You don't feel it at first, and then they start turning it, and then you're like, oh, guilt is coming. That's my mom, but she's better now. I think she's gone to therapy, and no, I don't know, but she's better. She's not as.
So the arsenic is working.
The arsenic is working, yeah, or maybe it's the hallucinogenics. I'm not sure which, but yeah.
In a previous podcast, Tofie was talking about a garbage story, and I had a garbage story when I was living on my own in Nagate, near Fujigaoka Station in Nagate, Nagoya, and I didn't speak much Japanese at all. 8 a.m. there'd be a knock on my door. Monday and Thursday, be a knock on my door. And I'd open up the door, and it was Japanese people, but they were Jehovah's Witnesses.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
And we love them, don't we?
They're speaking to me in Japanese, and they're knocking on the door. And so for the first 2 weeks, I'm just going like, no, which means of in Japanese. Of, right? I don't know what to say, right? So the third week, I decided I'm going to make use of this. I know it's a wake-up call. I don't need alarm clocks now, so you're going to knock on the door at 8 a.m. So I just collected all my garbage, and I gave it to them. I opened the door and gave it to them and closed the door. And they took it, and they put it in the correct place. Every Monday and Thursday, and garbage day happened to be Mondays and Thursdays.
Wow. Well, they need a good deed to be done, right? So there.
Praise the Lord.
And they had a look on their face. So the next week, the guy's just looking at me like, last week you gave me garbage. garbage. I hope this week you're not gonna. Oh, there's the garbage. And I gave it to him again. And then by the third week, they knocked on the door.
Will you convert now? Is the garbage enough now?
In both of their hands, so they couldn't take garbage. They had pamphlets in both of their hands. So I bowed and I grabbed the pamphlets out of their hands and I threw the garbage. Catch.
So you exchanged trash that day, then.
Oh.
So by the exactly very good. So after a month. So garbage day, Monday, Thursday. After a month, they started coming Tuesday and Friday. But the joke's on them because on Tuesday I still gave them Thursday's garbage. So much better. So much worse.
I actually have a Jehovah's Witness taxi driver story. When I was teaching some business classes and I had to take a taxi, and so I'd always kind of try to practice a little bit of Japanese, and so I asked this guy what's his hobby, and he pulled out a Bible, and then he started going off about how he recently converted to Jehovah's Witness, and he was like looking over the back seat telling me about this, and I'm like, I don't want to see God today. Can you watch the road, please?
Witness the road.
Steve's got a lot of really interesting religious-related stories.
Yeah.
He used to teach for that cult.
Yeah. You have the whole cult. That was a fun time.
What kind of cult? This is a Buddhist cult thing?
Well, no, they were kind of more like UFO. My wife would always joke and say, if the mothership lands in the parking lot tonight, don't get aboard, don't go aboard. So they believed in, I guess it was the Pleiades or something, that some whole cult about the Pleiades.
Steve, did they offer you a place on their spaceship? That is the question I have to ask.
Yeah, I think so, and never quite got to that, but I think I probably got a picture of me somewhere on there.
But Tofie being a gay Arab, if the brothership landed, you get on board that, right? Absolutely.
Maybe. I have standards, though. I'll see. Maybe the people in hell will be more attractive than the people on the spaceship. So we'll see what about that. But I've had Jehovah's Witnesses come to my house sometimes, and when they do, it's always like someone young and someone old, right? Someone to overlook. And I try to be as kind as I can, to have the new ones think, it's such a shame that this kind person will go to hell even though he has not converted. I want to really make them think, you know what I mean? So I offer them tea, and I offer them cookies, and it's a chance to practice Japanese, also. And they give me their book, and they look at each other like, it's a hopeful, I'm like, a coaster, yay!
You better be careful. The Mormons are going to hear about that, and they're going to be knocking on your door.
Oh God!
So any Mormons, if you get angry, it's Mike Miller and bookcomedy.com.
Steve,
don't run for office. Yeah. We sometimes, in our desperate attempt to get mentioned on the Joe Rogan show, the Joe Rogan podcast, which is an excellent podcast, and we love to rag on him, and we love Joe Rogan, but he mentioned, I don't know if you heard this, he mentioned one of these cults, and it's in Japan. It starts with Lei. It's Lei something. Have you heard of that? The one where they put their hand on your head.
Reiki.
Reiki. Oh, Reiki.
Right.
Oh, okay, Reiki. Yeah.
They put their hand. They put their hand over your head.
Yeah.
As in Reiki healing.
Reiki.
Yeah, Reiki healing.
Oh.
So they're not around in Nagoya anymore, as far as I know. But when I first came here, I just came directly. I came from New York, and then someone says, close your eyes, and I'm going to heal you. It means I'm going to take your wallet. Right? There's a really nice lady, and she goes, just close your eyes, and I'm going to heal you. I feel that you're stressed. I'm like, yeah. There's all these religious nuts everywhere.
Yeah.
There's all these people in the park trying to pray for me. You'd be stressed too. So she goes, so just close your eyes, and then bow your head, close your eyes. And then I got my hands on my back pockets because I'm definitely getting mugged. I'm getting mugged. Because in New York, if you do that, say, close your eyes, I'll heal you. Boom. Knockout game, grab the wallet. So I couldn't keep my eyes closed because I couldn't trust her, and she goes, it doesn't work if you don't close your eyes. I'm like, yeah, muggings are also like that.
Yeah.
If you don't close your eyes, the muggings aren't successful.
Yeah.
If you open your eyes, you kind of stop muggings. And she goes, she had to redo it 4 times in a row. She goes, you got to keep your eyes closed, and then I'm paranoid. I'm a paranoid Jew. I have to open, after like 5 seconds, I'm like blinking and just peeking. She's like, now I have to start over. And I said, you know what? Let's not do this. She goes, but you need healing. And I said, can you just heal me with my eyes open? What do you do with blind people? What kind of a religious scam is this? Then you, wait a minute, this is religious and it's a scam? What?
You're saying her hands didn't slowly descend to your wallet?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, what do you do with blind people? Do they have to close their eyes? Right? And so she's like, I can't heal you. And I said, you know what? Let's just call it a day. And then another lady came over and she's like, can I take a few seconds and just heal you? And I said, it doesn't work with me. I'm a Jew. I can't be healed. I'm a Jew. There's no salvation. There's no curing. Jews have to suffer. You have to suffer.
I hear the Reiki hands-on healing in Nishiki works much better though. Apparently.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I heard Kevin Spacey's very good at
that. He's pretty good. But
that's what it was.
But he was trying to heal those young men.
He confuses the words skull and butt, though. Butt and skull. He confused those.
There's so many healers in the media these days.
Yeah.
A quick question for Tofie.
Oh.
Do you don't want to talk about your day job, but do people know that you're an Arab and what kind of nutty questions do Japanese people ask you?
Japanese people ask.
So you don't eat cows, right? Because you're. No, that's India. That's a completely different part of the world.
They don't really ask me. They have to kind of observe and find out. They have to discern from my communications with people. So if they see me drinking, they're like, oh, mental note, this is an Arab who drinks. Okay, let's see what happens tomorrow, on Discovery Channel or something.
Mike and I worked with a guy who was from Mexico, and I'm sure you don't remember this guy.
I vaguely remember this guy.
And
it's a block.
He would talk to Japanese, and if you say America, I think it's America, England, China. Those are the three countries that Japanese know.
Yeah,
right?
He would get very angry.
Yeah, and he'd say, I'm from Mexico. And they'd say, I don't know that country. What is your country? And he'd say, his Japanese was pretty good, and he'd say, there's only 3 countries in North America, and Mexico's one of them. You don't know it?
Uh-huh.
He's like, is it near America? It's not America! So,
same thing with mine. I have to say, it's next to Syria. They're like, oh, Syria. Oh, Syria. I'm like, it's next to it. It's not in Syria.
It's in Italy. Syria's my favorite island.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love it. I love the Godfather movies that you guys make in Syria.
Yeah. That Godfather's making a lot of refugees, though. Someone has to stop production.
And does the religion question ever come up?
I can't remember if it was Japanese or somebody else, but all the Muslims I know kind of look up to me because I'm Arab, so I can read the Quran, and so they don't know what I do with the language, though. They don't know that I use it for very different purposes than they think it's supposed to be used for.
Call me God. Now say I'm great. Great.
Yeah.
Call me Allah.
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar.
Oh yes.
Allahu Akbar.
Oh, only God is bigger. Yes.
Here's something that I hear on radio and talk radio and stuff, and this really angers me as a language nerd. And I at one time I knew a little bit of Arabic, but I've forgotten it. And
nobody's perfect. It's okay.
It's not that different. I mean, it's when you know Hebrew and you see the Arabic, it's like, okay, so it's different. Okay, so you just mix it. Okay, all right, you just change the A to the.
Yeah, they're very similar languages. It's such a shame that
change the K to the K. Change the K to the K, right? And it's very similar, but. When you think in Japanese or you think in English, I mean, Arabic and Hebrew are really different breed. It's just really different way of thinking. Right? The SVO and the Hebrew would be SOV. Hebrew's SOV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Arabic can be any of them.
Oh,
you can jump around so much in Arabic, but when you go to school, they'll teach you SVO.
So here's one that you probably won't like this, but. This is something that angers me when I hear it. And people go, yeah, so when the terrorist blew himself up, he said, Allah Akbar. No, he did not say that. He said, Allahu Akbar. All right?
Yeah.
Come on, get it right.
Please.
Oh, he said, Allah Akbar. No, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Yes.
Mike Miller at Nagoyacomedy.com. That's our gag. That's
Jeff Jones.
Gary
the third, yeah.
Gary Nathan's
Esquire.
Siki. Gary Nathan Siki.
We're getting a new name with each podcast.
But it's like,
wind protection program for the next episode.
But it's like, okay, when you watch documentaries about World War II and the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, the code name, and there was a movie made about it, the code name in Japanese was Tora Tora Tora, right?
Right.
Tiger, tiger, tiger. Okay? So if you did that on talk radio now, it'd be like, so the code name was Tiger, Lion, Tiger. No! It was Tora, Tora, Tora. Yeah, but it's basically the same. No, you put a lion in there. So it's like, and then he said, I'll have a lot, blah, blah, something, and then he blew himself up. What did he say? I want to know exactly. I want to, when I hear it, if I hear someone say, Allah Akbar, I'm not going to worry. But if I hear Allahu Akbar, now I know. But they can't get it right. What do you think about that?
If he can't say it right, that means he's not an Arab. So we